We all have our well, places where we derive strength from that we can keep going back to. For me, the mountains, the sea, the trees, the rivers are places, are wells. For instance, the sea, what I would say, untangles the knotted mind. We're born into water. Walking by the sea, I become the sea. I walk as if I am the sea. The sea's not perfect. It can destroy and kill. I need to respect it. I need to respect myself. But being at the sea, I can just let the water wash away all the anxiety and tangled thoughts that are doing me no good. I love to reach out for the seaweed. Smell it, taste it, feel it, look at it, and even listen to it. The seaweed is something concrete. The best way of getting out of my head, where is the source of anxiety, is to get into my senses. See a piece of seaweed? I can go through the 5 senses in it, no bother. Writer and poet and close friend of mine, unfortunately he's dead now, John O'Donoghue, talks about if we could live life like a river, watching our own unfolding. I love to sit with my feet in the river and watch it move along on its busy day. The good thing about the river for me is that when it does meet obstacles, like a boulder, a stick, it gathers up, it gathers momentum, and it finds a way around it. People often ask, particularly when something bad happens to them, or breakup or death, what is it all about? And to me, being out in nature can begin that quest for us. What is the reason that I'm here on this earth? Mark Twain said the 2 most important dates in our life, the day we were born and the day we realised why we were born. For me, I like to work with people, helping them to get in touch with their very soul. The soul of the person is their very essence. And for me, I can get in touch best with my soul through the outdoors. When I begin to listen to my soul, to feed it, then I begin to discern what my soul gift is, why I am here. And then my responsibility is to see, can I deliver on that? One of the things that gets in the way of knowing what our soul gift is and of delivering it is our wounds, or our wounds. We all are wounded by life itself. I believe that we all have a core wound. And very often, in order to know what our gift is, if we can look back and see what our deep wound is. Bill Plotkin from the Animus Institute in the United States has a powerful book called Wild Minds, where he likens the human psychic to the 4 directions. And he talks about how we ourselves are aligned with spring, summer, autumn and winter. The Wendell Berry, a nature American poet, talks about the peace of wild things, that when his life is disturbed, he goes among the trees and sits still and allows whatever it is is happening to come up and for transformation to happen. Another way I work is being mindful of our ancestors. Every year I take a group of people who are anxious to get in touch with their ancestors. Going to a beautiful place like North Sligo or Achill Island, live together for a week, cook together, experience family, and get in touch with the wounds and gifts of our ancestors. When I'm outside on my own or with a group, I'm very aware that I'm not on my own. The spirits of my family tree and the spirits of this place are around to heal and to help. That's all part of what I call the spirituality of nature. I also work a lot with dreams. Feel when we go to sleep at night, the body quits, but the soul doesn't sleep. And sometimes it wants to let us know stuff that we're doing well or stuff that we need to develop. And it does that in the form of dreams. Now, dreams language of dreams is complicated. It takes a lot of learning. The outdoors provides a great stage to be with all the dream characters, with all the emotions. Allow ourselves to feel those emotions in our bodies. So dream work is a powerful source of getting in touch with our soul, because dreams come in the service of healing and holding. A dream that we ignore is like a letter from the unconscious unopened. It just arrived in the post during the night. It's offering us a gift. It's another powerful tool of transformation and healing. It's no accident you're here. I believe firmly that we're all meant to be where we are in places like this. To take time out from our busy schedule, even our Saturday evening schedule, to stop, to listen, to be. For me, those who know me well would know that I'm at my best in spaces like this. Because I suppose I often say, thank you, creation, for giving me a glimpse of my soul when I'm in your space. So we're here on the mountainsides, and as you look around, you can go, wow, isn't that gorgeous? Just look over there.
Totally agree.
And if you look up there towards the sun, blue sky, and you're taking in the sky, and all around us, the sheep. And what I want you to remember today, that the mountains and the sheep and the sky and the earth, they're all looking at you with the same wonder and awe. Why wouldn't they? Say, these humans, who are they? Oh, it's nice to have them. They're not destroying us. They're up here to appreciate me. So when you're in a beautiful spot like this, it's akin like you go into somebody's house that has been renovated, new carpet, new painting. It would be madness and ignorance if you never said, oh, your house is looking good, if you spent the whole time talking about yourself. So when we come to a place like this, anytime we go outdoors, I always find the first thing I do is thank my host and say, wow, you're looking brilliant. You're looking gorgeous. Thank you for the fresh air. Thank you for the soft carpet under my feet. When you look around there, particularly a wee bit up, if that was a carpet in the shop you were thinking of buying, you go, yeah, I like that texture. That is a carpet, different sorts. So as we come here this evening, we're touching into nature in the search of peace, inner peace, meaning in life. And I hope that you're able to hear the little tiny voice within each of you that's saying, you're okay. So part of the reason we don't appreciate ourselves, we doubt ourselves so much, is that we don't take time to praise, to acknowledge the gifts we have. And we start off the day by going through the senses, to be able to be thankful for all those gifts and our own inner wisdom that I mentioned in the poem. Then we moved into the emotions, the four main emotions, and we see how they throw light on our path. I'm angry for a reason, I'm happy for a reason, I'm sad for a reason, and I'm afraid for a reason, but all in moderation. They're there as gifts to use. So it's incumbent on us then, if we're overly anxious, what can I do? Oh, maybe I can go to the mountain, or maybe go and sit by a tree. When I go to the mountain, I often see the mountain as tower of strength and power. And I try to link the mountain in me with the mountain that's here. The famous poet Rumi said, I go out onto the mountain and I sit with the mountain until there's only the mountain. Because we're all connected. There is a mountain of a man and a mountain of a woman, in the good sense, in each of us. And we're called into that part when tragedy or deep suffering comes in the family. But even in everyday situations, I can handle it. It's known at times as resilience. So can I go out and find a bit of strength from places like this? There's no point in grabbing sand. That has its role in order to feel. But if I grab a stone, or a trunk of a tree, or a rock, or if I come to a place like this, it's a form of prayer for me. It's like, can I breathe you into me? Encourage us to develop by way of encouraging ourselves, by tuning into those facets. If we take spring, the dawn of the day, the direction is east. It's about beginning, new life, child being born. Churches in the early Roman Empire always faced the east to meet the sun. The east is the place of inner wisdom. It's what we're trying to cultivate by using the senses. We can hear not only the voice of the other, but what we need to hear inside, for instance. Then we moved on to the south. The south is summer. It's about abundance. It's the season that we're in now. It's the midday. And it's the part that's inviting us to be the wild woman and the wild man, and to take up our role in life. Tune into our emotions, which we did. We did 4 of them. to appreciate that they're all handles of wellness and wholeness. And then we move to the west, which is the evening of the day, autumn, harvest, reminding us age is catching up, will not be here forever. It reminds us of all the questions that we don't have answers for. And yet questions are great things to stay with because they make us think of other options as opposed to being robots with a yes and no. So that whole thing of afterlife and where we'll go, we don't know. Yet it's important. The West brings us into the realm of soul and the divine. And the way of knowing in the West is imagination. In the East is by senses, and in the South is by emotion. And so in the West, we're invited to stay with difficult questions and reflect back on how we've got this far in life and who has been guiding us. And the fourth one we'll be moving into, we haven't really touched much yet, is the winter. It's nighttime, it's darkness, it's about the times when we need to stop, care for ourselves, care for others, and care for this beautiful planet. A powerful woman, Mary Oliver. She's with me on the mountain today and many a day. She offers us this. Every day I see or hear something that more or less kills me with delight. That feels like a needle in a haystack of life. It's what I was born for, to look, to listen, to feel this soft animal of my body. Powerful, sensuous. When I'm walking in a southerly direction, the wild man I meet, the wild man in wild nature, Donna Makova, and I will not die an unlived life. I will not live in fear of falling or catching fire. I choose to inhabit my days, to allow my living to open me, to make me less afraid, more accessible, to loosen my heart until it becomes a wing, a torch, a promise. I choose to risk my significance, so that which comes to me as seed goes on to the next as blossom, and that which comes as blossom goes on as fruit. When I'm walking in a west direction with the mystery, with the questions, I'm reminded of the poem. There is a world within you no one has ever seen, a voice no one has ever heard, not even you. And so, with eyes and ears grown sharp for voice or sound, listen well, not to these words, but to that inner voice. That world within you